This week on the podcast, Jay Lethal and I take part in a contest of some sorts. Cody Rhodes explains to me how to enjoy Disney World to its fullest. And my mom tells us her thoughts on her son being managed by an adult film star. Enjoy the show.
This is The Art of Wrestling with professional wrestler Colt Cabana.
All right, how you guys doing? Come on in, sit down, relax. You're about to listen to The Art of Wrestling, a professional wrestling podcast. It's a life podcast. It's a personal journal. It's an entry into the minds and souls, the hearts and lives of the people involved in the world of professional wrestling. I am your host. My name is Colt Cabana. I'm an explorer. I'm a magical explorer. I'm a Disney World aficionado? Question mark? Probably not. Most importantly, though, I am a professional wrestler. And I am sitting here live in my studio apartment in Chicago, Illinois. Before I go any further, this is a fan-supported and listener-supported podcast supported by people just like you. Give it to you free of charge every single Thursday. ColtCabana.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcasts from. A couple great ways that you can support. Rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, please. Tell a friend, please. Tweet it out, Facebook it out. If you're digging the new style, spread the word. Best way that you could support, though, ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com, t-shirts, buttons, pictures, posters, DVDs, digital downloads, my wrestling children's book, my independent wrestling documentaries, brawlers, and much, much more. ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com. Well, it's that time of the week when I'm doing stuff in the world of wrestling. This week, it was down in Florida, 2 shows, West Palm Beach and Lakeland, Florida. Here's the thing. I say it in the beginning of the show. I am a professional wrestler. Well, on these Ring of Honor weekends, I am a commentator, which I enjoy doing. Obviously, I love doing the wrestling more than the commentating. But there's something nice about being the voice of a wrestling promotion, just like I'm a voice of the world of independent wrestling for you. But just like anybody who travels for a living, one of the hardest part of the jobs is getting up in the morning and going to work. 5 a.m., 5 a.m., I'm up, going to Florida. Why am I saying everything twice? Well, I am, and I'm up, and I'm ready to go. Very unlike me. I don't know why I had a little pep in my step that morning. That's the equivalent of being drunk, I think, for me. I don't drink. You'll learn about that a little bit later in the podcast. But that's one of those weird morning buzzes, probably where you're so tired, you're excited, and that has to carry me through. You can't do the big crash, you can't crash. That'll happen when you jump on the plane or when you get back to the hotel a little bit before the show and you're sitting in your bed. And luckily, this flight to West Palm Beach, Florida, I didn't crash too hard because I found a friend, world champion, Dalton Castle.
I boarded the plane to West Palm Beach, and look who sits next to me.
Yes, look on this podcast. Look right over here.
You're not from, this is an early flight. You're not from Chicago.
No, I'm in the upstate of New York, guy. Small town.
So what time did you wake up?
Tuesday.
3:50? 3:45?
No, because I'm real close to the airport, so I got up 4:15 on the dot, hit the road at 4:30, boarded at 5:05.
Are you taking an Uber or are you parking?
I'm parking, yeah.
Oh.
I drive real fast, because it's in the morning, and I like to think at that point, I'm the only person awake, so why not? The cops aren't out, they're sleeping.
How do you drive fast with that finger?
Oh, my broken finger?
You can't go 10 and 2 with that.
No, I just go noon. Go noon with the left hand.
And what happened to your finger?
A Supercard of Honor. I broke it, like halfway during the match. And I'm okay with it. I've made peace with the fact that my hand may heal crooked.
I think that fits the gimmick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think what it is I always drink real classy and I keep my pinky out. And like now it's just permanently going to be like that. I have no choice but to be a classy fella.
Perfect.
This is good. Hey, do you want to talk about how you didn't get upgraded to first class?
Oh.
I got it on the way here. Just want to put that
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't know. When I walked by first class, I'm looking at these people going, how do you fly more than I do?
Well, maybe they got, I don't know, other jobs where they don't wear underpants.
Who flies more than us?
Yeah, right? Only us. I think about that every morning when I get on the shuttle from the airport. And it's like, you can tell who its first flight ever. It's like, all right, come on, move it along.
Act like you've been here.
At my airport, there's like these volunteers that stand at the TSA line, and I just told you it's a small airport, so there's no need for somebody to. He's checking my ticket to direct me towards pre-check or not pre-check. I see him every week. Same guy.
He won't.
No. And I walk in. He's like, oh no, I'm in this line. He goes, well, you might be pre-check. You can go stand over there if you want. Real condescending. Mean.
And he's a volunteer. You're being so mean to him. He's not getting paid, and you're giving him shade. That rang.
He's just taking it too serious.
All right. Well, we're both in coach like scrubs, and you're the champ.
It's outrage. Do they know that? They probably didn't know.
People listening?
No, the captain. He probably didn't know.
I'll go tell the captain. The door is open right now.
Drop kick it open.
That doesn't happen too often. There's nobody really flying out of Chicago, and I pick United as my preferred flight. So a lot of people have different ones that like to fly, and you'll hear that from different people. The Young Bucks and Christopher Daniels and Kazarian are big Delta guys. Joey Ryan's a big American guy. And I, in 2004 or 2003, I started flying with United, so I just stuck with United. And people are always like, why don't you change? And my theory is they all suck. All the airlines suck. Yeah, United dragged a dude off a plane, but also Southwest sucked a woman outside the window. So everyone, they're all going to add up. You just choose one and you bite the bullet and you just go with what you get. It's a little weirder for me when I get to these shows in terms of what to do. Ian and I usually go over the show, and one of these days I'll record us kind of going over the show, doing our homework. But it's not like I got to stretch. It's not like I got to plan any kind of match or put any segment together. I'm just farting around. This day I actually grabbed a t-shirt and got all the Ring of Honor wrestlers to sign it. A fan of mine, the Hirschbergers out of Ohio, are doing an evening with Mick Foley for autism awareness in Dalton, Ohio on Friday, June the 29th. And they asked for something, and that wasn't hard for me to go get some autographs. If you're around that area, autismevent18@gmail.com. I don't see a website. It is sponsored by Roto-Rooter, though, or Google Dylan the Destroyer. So that gave me something to do. I also started up a little conversation with my buddy Jay Lethal, and we kind of put a gentleman's bet on the line. Who are you wrestling tonight?
Tonight, me, Scorpio Sky, match one.
And what's the goal?
The goal here is, as soon as I'm done,
Okay.
I'm not even going to get dressed. I'm going to stay in I'll take my trunks off and toss a pair of shorts on and just a t-shirt. Simple. I'm not even going to take my knee pads off. I'll take them off in the car. I'm going to try to make it home before the show is over. It's a 3-hour drive, but hey, this is Ring of Honor, and our shows go pretty long normally. So I think I can do it. And once I get home, I'm going to send you a message. Hopefully you're still doing commentary for the main event at least.
Say hopefully?
Hopefully, at least.
You're hoping that I'm...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the goal. If when I make it home and I send you the text, say, hey, I made it home, I'm hoping that you're at commentary. If you're not at commentary and the show's over, I'm going to feel like I failed. Like, that's my goal. I want to make it home before the show's over so that when I text you, hey, I made it home, you can put it over on commentary. Hey, everybody, Jay, just to let you know, we're signing off. Jay Lethal has made it home, you know?
Are you a speed driver?
I'm not a speed driver, but it's not a long drive. It's nighttime. No one's on the road.
I'm just saying,
The speed limit is 70.
I want you to be...
I'm not saying, I'm not going to recklessly drive, right. I'm going to do the speed limit, which is already 70, the whole drive. So that's 75.
I was going to say 72, 75.
Right. I think I can do it.
And then tomorrow...
Tomorrow I'm only 20 minutes from the venue.
Well, I'm saying tomorrow on the show, we'll have an update for you.
Okay. You know, if this was Lakeland, I could walk home before the show was over. But
it's not.
We'll have an update tomorrow.
I look forward to the challenge.
Sounds good. I'll send you a special picture.
And we will see who won that a little later in the episode. Look at the suspense we're putting in. We're making movies here on the podcast. I'm like the Vince McMahon of podcasting. No, I'm not. In so many ways, I am not. But we're making movies. I'm going to transition that right over to Disney World. I don't know how, but you get it. WWE and Disney, they're alike in so many ways. And I was in Florida. Orlando is like on the way-ish. And we have a friend who works for Disney. It's not Dave Marquez. First of all, Ian Riccaboni is like nobody I've ever met before. For the best, he's his own cartoon character in so many ways. And he was so excited to go to... How did I find myself in this world of people who are so addicted to the Disney franchise? I mean, it was just 3 weeks ago or so, 4 weeks or so, that I found myself in Disney Tokyo after not being to Disney in so long. And the last time I went with Marquez because he hooked me up. And before that, I must have been 7 or 8. And now this is twice in like 5 weeks in 2 different continents. He was so excited to go. He sent a tweet. He sent a text. I said, hey, let's live our best life. We're on the road. We got the hookup at Disney. Let's go.
It's 4:50 a.m. It's not even 5 a.m. It's 4:50 a.m. Saturday morning. Ian has gotten the hookup on Disney World. And he's so happy about Disney. And I am his riding partner. I am his ride or die bitch. I'll never say that again, I'm sorry. And I've agreed to go with him. I'm not as excited about Disney, but this is a take advantage of your life, Colt. If you have to hang out at Disney, you go to Disney, and I'll go to Disney. So he's gonna drive us 3 hours to Disney, and I'm gonna tag along and enjoy myself, but I'll definitely sleep in the car, and I will not care. That is my promise to you, the world.
It's about 5:41. We left about 20 minutes ago, and we're headed to the happiest place on earth, Walt Disney World.
I don't sound too happy right now.
Yeah, you know, I was kind of worried. We had a friend who was able to secure some passes and some time at Disney World in between our Ring of Honor events for us, which is really cool. But the catch was we'd have to leave really, really early from West Palm Beach. But I'm excited that you're going. I was a little worried maybe that I'd be the gung-ho excited dad and that you'd be the one who might not be into it. But I heard you also like the mouse.
I know they say don't wear the shirt of the band that you're going to see, but Mickey Mouse is my favorite band.
Hot dog, the problem solved.
Hot dog, hot diggity dog.
That one's for Carino. That's one of his favorites too.
Here we come, Disneyland.
Disney World.
Here we come, Disney World.
All right, I'll get to whether or not I had a great time at Disney World in a second. But you know who had a great time? Ian Riccaboni. Remember before how I said he was like a character, his own Disney character? We went on one ride, and I couldn't believe how excited of a human being he was for these like little kids rides. So the next one, I had to whip out the recorder on the down low and tuck it underneath my armpit. And hopefully you'll be able to pick up who's Ian and who's me, but I like to think it's pretty. And we eventually got to the building, and this is it. Just another show. Ian and I sat down. We went over the lineup. We went over the storylines. We went over the angles. If there was anything important for us to get over, to put over. Otherwise, just moping around backstage. And let it be known that because of the car situation, we needed to grab 2 more people. And I assumed Marty Scurll and Deonna Purrazzo would be the perfect little couple to give a free date to Disney. And they were in. We asked them. They were in, excited about it. Last minute, guess who decided they weren't coming? Once a villain, always a villain.
Somebody didn't go to Disney with me today.
Marty didn't want to come for Disney.
You're going to put it on him?
Totally, he's on him.
Because you were supposed to join Ian and I today.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you said, oh, free trip to Disney.
But we mapped the timeline, and it was just too much to do. We're in Canada tomorrow morning, so we have a busy weekend.
Canada and then Japan too, right?
We'll be in Canada, and then, yeah, he flies to Japan for Fukuoka, I think the show is, maybe.
Fukuoka Pro Wrestling?
I think, well, New Japan, yeah, but, yeah, so he didn't want to go.
Who's in Canada?
Destiny Pro Wrestling.
Very nice.
Yeah, we're going to be in Toronto, so.
Who are you wrestling?
I think I'm wrestling Casey Spinelli. I'm not sure. But it was supposed to be Nicole Savoy, but unfortunately she can't be there.
Why not?
I think something with flights. I don't know.
That'll happen. Same excuse you gave for not going to Disney today.
Matt was like, just get a flight. It's fine. You don't have to drive. Get the 30-minute flight. And,
You were going to fly?
No, we weren't ever going to do that.
All right, well, you were missed.
Oh, I'm sad that I missed it.
As you should be. If you go back and you listen to the episode where Ethan Page and Joey Ryan and I go to Tokyo Disney, one thing that I learned was Joey Ryan was not the biggest Disney aficionado. It was a tie, I think, between Candice LeRae and Cody Rhodes, who happened to be on the show, who also happened to be keeping tabs through our Twitters and Instagrams. And I grabbed Cody, and I wanted to find out everything, especially based off of my experience in the most magical place in the world. I went to Disneyland. Sorry, I went to Disney World today.
Magic Kingdom, to be specific, is where you took the photo.
And I went in Tokyo, so I've been twice in a month and a half.
Sure.
I'm not that into it.
Into Disney experience?
Yeah. What am I doing wrong?
It might actually... Have you only done Magic Kingdom and Tokyo Disneyland?
Yes.
There's your problem. You're an adult. Do you drink?
No.
Okay, maybe that...
I should be drinking when I go there?
Well...
Wait, really?
Magic Kingdom
do people do that?
Doesn't offer alcohol. It's about to offer it at its first restaurant or at the private club, but it doesn't offer alcohol, whereas Hollywood Studios, about to be renamed, whatever, Epcot, alcohol, Animal Kingdom, alcohol, Tokyo Disney Sea, alcohol. I'm a Universal guy. And Zach, our mutual friend, CPF, is...
Close personal friend.
Is a Disney guy. It's, to me, it's nostalgia. It's a feeling of nostalgia and that childlike innocence. But I'm a big park drinker. I like to really hit it hard, and I'm often referred to as a bench sitter, because once I start, I don't care if we don't ride every single thing.
Okay.
So the biggest problem is I don't know, you're not high on life enough, I guess, to go, or maybe you picked a bad day.
I just think it'd be great for a kid, and I think because I don't have kids, I could see you being a dad and loving to be there, if that makes sense. Like, to watch it through your child's eyes, but you're not a dad.
So I had a pre-designated character meet and greet with Tigger. And had I been sober, I would have fully been aware that that's essentially like when I see people in line to meet Bernard the business bear. Mm-hmm. It's a man in a suit.
Which they can do at StarCast, right?
They can. It goes all to Paul Chicago, 100%. But if I'm intoxicated, that Tigger experience is fun. High-fiving. Brandy waited in line for 35 minutes to meet Winnie the Pooh. And she got everything she wanted out of it.
Yeah.
Everything. Big hug. She had the Winnie the Pooh shirt on. He pointed. So there's something about it.
All right.
A character meet and greet. I'm a bench sitter, though. I like to have a few drinks, eat, maybe go on that ride. I'm slow.
Okay, so maybe I found the key to the success.
But you don't drink.
Well, maybe I'll have to start.
Yeah, but are you like straight edge, no drinking ever?
The last time I was drunk was 10 years ago. Last time I drank was 10 years ago.
A really good way to break back in?
Just
try go around the world.
Yeah.
Epcot around the world? I've never made it.
What does that mean? You mean the French one?
There's a game that people play at Epcot, the World Showcase, which is in the back of Epcot, where you go from country to country, and Disney very properly represents these countries with authentic alcohol from the countries. But you get a drink in every country. And if you're not a big drinker, you can split a drink. But me and Brandy like to go full drink each country.
You go around the world 3 times.
I've never even made it around the world.
Can we, after All In, can we name the next show Around the World?
Around the World?
I think it's a good one, right?
Around the World's great.
All right.
You ever seen pictures of Drunk Ryder trying to make it around the world?
No.
Yeah, Chelsea sent me a picture of him in the back seat with a poncho on, completely passed out, drooling on himself. Yeah, he's a mess. I only go to Disney with Zach to watch his eyes. You've heard that story, right? About the best day of my life?
He's your child.
Yeah, Zach is my child.
Okay.
You've heard the best day of my life story, right? Star Wars Land has still not opened, or Galaxy's Edge hasn't opened at Disneyland or Disney World. It'll be massive when it does, and we'll have to go like 3 days in a row. But Zach, they have a thing called the Launch Bay, which is essentially a here's Star Wars representation. You can meet Chewbacca, you can meet Kylo Ren. Here's all these props, but there's no ride to it. It's almost like a staging area for what's to come. We went on a little VIP tour, me and Zach, and we walk in, and right when you walk in, the scroll is on the floor like in the movies, and the music, the Williams score is blasting in your ear, and he literally walks in, looks all around, and just goes, "It's the best day of my life," to himself. To himself. And I heard it, and it was just my favorite thing ever. I love it.
Oh.
Yeah. He's my child. Get you a child. Ian was your child today, kind of, right?
A little bit, yeah. And although I don't have a child, I am the son of my mother, who I love very much. Which brings up a great point that Mother's Day is coming up, and brings up a great sponsor for today's podcast, Sherry's Berries. My mom took me to Disney World as a kid. That is something I remember going to Florida. I must have been 6 or 7, my mom and my dad. But my family, my mom kind of called the shots. And so it's up to me to give back to her. Mother's Day presents. Sherry's Berries makes all the sense in the world. It's so easy for me to do. Just get online, order this for her, and give her my love. How about fresh, juicy strawberries dipped in milk, dark, and white chocolatey goodness, then topped with rich chocolate chips, chopped nuts, and signature swirls? It's not just strawberries. There's also treats like cake pops, strawberry cheesecake bites, and artisanal chocolate truffles, all with your mom in mind, or any mom in mind. And just because you listen to this show, it's starting at $19.99 plus shipping and handling, or hey, double those berries for another $10. You can save on gift wrapping too, because they'll arrive in a Sherry's Berries signature gift box with a beautiful ribbon on it. Mother's Day is May 13th. That's an important one. Put it in your calendar and head on over to berries.com. That's BERRIES.com. Then click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner and enter my code COLT'S. That's freshly dipped strawberries starting at $19.99 plus shipping and handling, or double them up for an extra $10. Berries.com. Use that code COLT and tell your mother I say I love you. Oh, wait. No. Yep. Either way. I don't want you to think that I hated Disney World. There's just a lot of hype on that place, which I can understand through the world of wrestling. I guess I can understand watching wrestling and not being in the world of wrestling and being like, I don't get it. Although I did go with people who love that place. I'll figure it out. I got 3 more parks to go to, plus Tokyo Sea. Listen, this isn't all about Disney World today. This is about wrestling. This is about my schedule, heading to Ring of Honor. Also, Jay Lethal, we had a contest, didn't we? And I went to go find Jay Lethal in his car as he pulled up. But as he did, something else was happening, and I wanted to record that.
Here's the update.
First of all, I want to know what's going on. What's going on here?
Well, Jay Briscoe is an expert with lawn equipment.
I pull up to the show, and Jay Lethal has...
Well, this is my personal lawn equipment. He wanted to check her out, make sure I had some good stuff, which I don't. We found out I don't really have anything too good.
Got a whole lot of power to her.
No.
This is it's a weed eater with a blower attachment here, and we're just trying to see how she worked, and we've come to the conclusion that she ain't got a whole lot of power to her.
See, I just started mowing my own lawn.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Saving some coin, actually, because I was paying that one guy to mow, and then he stopped coming around so much. Anyway, I'm good at pushing the mower. I'm good at edging and the weed eater. But when it comes to the cleanup, you need a good blower. And there's special technique, too. You blow the grass back up onto your lawn, not in the street. Well, anyway, this blower attachment, I didn't want to buy just a separate blower. And I thought this was cool because it's got so many different attachments. This is the weed eater, this is the edger. But the blower, it's not too powerful.
Well, see, now, I don't know if it's the blower or you're back here, because this is where you know what I mean?
Power come from.
That's where the power come from.
It's a 2-cycle.
I wonder if she need to be a little stronger.
How do I do that?
I guess you got to get you a new one.
Oh, good.
But,
no good.
She's bad.
Well, it's a good thought.
Yeah.
And this is the right guy to do the job.
It's the perfect guy to do the job. He's a pro. It takes me 2 pulls to start it. Look at him. He loves it.
Jay and Mark Briscoe, it's not a gimmick, folks. It's the real thing. It's why I think they're one of the most genuine tag teams, real tag teams in the world of wrestling. And I've always said they deserve to be millionaires. And based off of the idea of a total man's man, Jay Briscoe leads me up to this wonderful sponsor that I'm so happy is on board, and I think is wonderful. It's called Backblade 2.0. It's the easiest do-it-yourself back and body shaver, period. This is a giant handle that allows you to shave those hard-to-reach places. Now, luckily, I was never too hairy of a dude, but now in my later 30s, I kind of have noticed weird hairs that are sprouting up on my back. Also, I've been in and out of pro wrestling locker rooms for 20 years, seeing all types of bodies on dudes. Hell, I was even in Morgan Spurlock's movie Manson, shaving Sean Devari's back. If only he had the ergonomically curved handle of Backblade 2.0, he could have done it himself. Two of their unique Dry Glide patent safety blades creates the smoothest shave in just minutes and can be used both wet and dry. Do you have a Georgie Animal Steel in your life that could use this? Maybe you're the Georgie Animal Steel, or maybe you're just tired of shaving your man's back for him. This might be the best Father's Day gift possible, or just any gift. I think this is perfect for anybody in the world of professional wrestling. We don't like body hair. This is gonna get it off. Get your Backblade today at backblade.com. Use my code SHAVE30 and save 30% off on a start bundle. That's BAKblade.com. Use the promo code SHAVE30 because at Backblade, they've got your back. B-A-K, that is. And some would say, Jay Lethal would say, I didn't have his back on helping him win this contest.
There's some good news and bad news that comes out of this.
There is. Let's start with the bad news. Bad news is the show ended before I could make it home.
That's good news.
No, that's the bad news. What are you considering to be the bad news?
Ring of Honor is tightening up their shows now.
Wait a minute. That's the bad news. That's the good news.
That's the good news.
Yeah. I think it's great news. I mean, I feel like the Ring of Honor shows, sometimes they would go a little long, but we're tightening up the ship.
Oh, did I say that was bad?
You did.
Bad news for you, though.
Oh, for me? And our bet? Yes. Bad news for me, yes. They picked this particular day where I said that I could make it home to tighten up the reins of the ship. And we ran a good show that was on time. Didn't get out of there too late. It just, if it was normal, like how we normally run shows.
This is the new normal.
The new normal is now I can't make it home before the show's over. I tried so hard, and I will tell you at one point I was doing like 95 to 100.
Whoa.
But I wasn't the only one. I was keeping up with, like, there was a group of 6 rebels, and I just jumped right in back of the line with them.
You think they were all friends, or?
No.
You just made a community on the road.
Yeah. I think we said, hey, we're going to stick together. They can't pull us all over.
I've seen a cop before pull over, like, 3 people at one time before.
One cop car.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Like, he gets one and then zooms and then gets the other and gets in front of all of them, kind of like stops and... Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, but if one person takes off, everyone in the back is free.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He did it, though. The people complied, yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Well, it was a challenge, and you did not make it, but...
I didn't. You text me, main event's up, and I knew I still had like 35, 40 minutes left. I was like, there's no way. But then I was like, sometimes at the end of the show, we do that ridiculous Bullet Club thing where Marty sings and stuff.
Yeah, that's not... that's them.
Okay, they do it. Did they do it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you see, even on the... Like, they didn't even do their normal thing at the end. Man, everything was against me.
The main event was Machine Guns versus the Briscoes.
They still would have come back out, though.
No, it was just Chris Sabin being like, thanks, guys.
Okay. All right. Well, I lost.
Okay.
All right, I lost.
Fun victory for me. Also a fun victory for the fans of Ring of Honor and wrestling shows in general. Nobody likes those marathon shows. At least I don't. Maybe if it was your first time going to wrestling, but for the fans that go to wrestling consistently, that are constantly going to shows, 3 hours, if not is too much, is just fine. It's just fine. But on the show in Lakeland was plenty of great wrestling, amazing wrestling. Also, we were graced by the presence of amazingness, a man who was on the podcast a couple weeks ago on the WrestleCon episode. Also a man who taught me through Red Bastien about the Happy Bus, which I try to use in my life as much as possible. But Lanny Poffo showed up because he was in town and he wanted to do something and he likes good wrestling. And one of the most fun parts for me is through doing the podcast for years, I was able to just meet all the good ones, have these conversations with the good ones. But Ring of Honor, in a bit of a way, is in a bit of a bubble, if that makes sense. So some of the wrestlers and some of the people in charge don't get to get outside the world of Ring of Honor as much as they probably should. And a lot of people, this was their first time meeting Lanny Poffo or talking with Lanny Poffo. And myself and Jay Lethal, we were like, hey guys, you're in for a treat. And they were like, okay, I wasn't sure, because I know for a fact that a specific YouTube show wanted to film a specific bit with him and they weren't sure if he'd be down. And I was like, oh yeah, you're going to love him. And they did love him. The whole locker room loved him. And it made me happy that he was able to have the same effect on some of my friends that he's had on me. And hopefully you too, because I love his positivity. It rubs off. It's infectious. Any opportunity I could have to have him on the podcast, I take it.
You were on my WrestleCon episode a little ago. We had you on there.
Remember?
But here in Florida with Ring of Honor.
Yes.
Fun.
Yes, we keep meeting like this. And congratulations on how well you're doing with this podcast. What a great amount of support you have, and it's good to know that you've tapped into it.
You said, I caught you today saying that otherwise you'd just be at home hanging out, 62 years old, right?
63.
63?
Yes.
So I guess I'm kind of interested in that, like what my future is going to be, I guess.
Well, I'm not middle-aged because I haven't met anybody 126. I'm on greens, onions, mushrooms, beans, berries, and seeds, and I fast 24 hours once a week, and I fast 3 days a week every month, and I fast 10 days 4 times a year.
Really? Whose theory is that?
Paul Bragg.
Who's that?
Oh, you don't know who Paul Bragg is. Well, it's because he wasn't a babyface or a heel. He was a guru of the past. And if you go on Amazon.com, look up Paul Bragg.
Like, I want to know, 63 years old, a wrestler, are you taking a lot of bookings? You're coming here. I know I see you at some conventions. Like, how do you see yourself in the wrestling industry?
I'm on the gliding path that's going downward. Okay, I'm on the final gliding path of life, and I'm going to be going to Scotland in August, and I'm going to Kentucky next week, which is fantastic because that means 2 bookings in Kentucky, 4 days with my grandson. He was born March 18th of 2017, but don't look for another macho baby because the madness must end.
Put an end to the madness.
Yes. If he begs me, I'll probably send him to the Malenko school.
I don't think that's a school anymore.
No, but if I were going to learn wrestling, I would learn from the Malenkos.
Sure, but I don't think they're teaching anymore.
No, but at least the tradition,
Okay. Are you Jewish and or the Macho Man Jewish?
We are Jewish because our mother is Jewish, but we were raised Catholic.
We're raised Catholic.
Yeah, my dad won the fight. He had a type A alpha male personality.
Yeah, I don't see Angelo Poffo as the fighting Jew.
No, he wasn't no.
Hey, were there any Jews, like when you were around, territory style? Any of those guys roaming around that we didn't know about?
You probably never heard of him, but there was a guy named Maurice Shapiro. He was Jewish. One of the greatest promoters in the world was Sam Mushnick, St. Louis. He was Jewish. And that's about it.
There's not many of us. I will tell you who one of the greatest Jews in the world of professional wrestling, a character in the world of wrestling, is my mother, Marcia. Now that she's a staple on this podcast, she considers herself in the world of professional wrestling. And you at home asked her a question about Jessie Jane, the porn star, being my manager. And we'll get to that right after these plugs and
upcoming events.
All right, the best way that you can support ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com, Twitter and Instagram at Colt Cabana, Facebook /AOW Podcast, also /Colt Cabana. My storytelling podcast, Pro Wrestling Fringe, plus past archives of the old and new show are ad-free on StitcherPremium.com/Colt. Use the code COLT, get a free month. ColtWrestling@gmail.com is my very public email. Maybe you want to put me on your upcoming show or convention. You will be featured in this very podcast. I have a YouTube channel. I also have a website, ColtCabana.com. That's where you can send me something in my P.O. box. Upcoming this Friday, May 4th, Brooklyn, New York. WrestleProOnline.com. And then the next day in Rahway, New Jersey, I'm doing a training camp with Pat Buck, Tom Pritchard, and Rip Rogers. If you're a trained wrestler, sign up at WrestleProOnline.com. May 9th, May 11th, May 12th, May 13th, Boston, Toronto, Detroit, Chicagoland. I'm doing commentary, ROHWrestling.com. Sunday, May 19th, Nashville, Tennessee. Facebook/Overdrive Pro TN. Sunday, May 20th, Chicago, Illinois, ZelloPro.com. Friday, May 25th, Marionette, Illinois, AAWrestling.com. Friday, June 1st, Tulsa, Oklahoma, CompoundWrestling.com. Saturday, June 2nd, New York City. I'm doing commentary for ROHWrestling.com. Friday, June 8th, Rahway, New Jersey, WrestleProOnline.com. And Saturday, June 9th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, ChikaraPro.com. Intro music by the Ukulele Teacher on YouTube. Outro music by Superfun, Yeah Yeah, Rocket Ship. Podcast cover art designed by Jimmy Leaf. Photo by James Musselwhite. Thanks to Dalton Castle, Jay Lethal, Jay Briscoe, Ian Riccaboni, Deonna Purrazzo, Cody Rhodes, and the genius Lanny Poffo for being a part of the show this week. Let's thank some sponsors. HighSpots.com, a VOD service that's amazing. Talking dogs and popping hogs, something like that. Marty and I are going to be on a show very soon. All those past PWGs. Also, they have AMA knee pads, gear, masks, wrestling rings, and so much more. OneHourTees.com, they help run ProWrestlingTees.com. That's where you can support your favorite independent wrestler. Also, Tyson Kidd will be in store June the 23rd. Hashtag AskCabanaMom. Just tweet me at Colt Cabana with the hashtag AskCabanaMom. Ask something that you want to know. She doesn't know the history of wrestling, so don't ask those questions. I can give her a picture or a video. Just be smart and fun. This week at JREasyMIN asks her thoughts on having porn star Jessie Jane as my manager. I went over it last week. Jessie Jane was on the show last week. And now here's my mom's thoughts on the industry and the situation.
Hi, it's Mama Cabana from her studio apartment, still in Scottsdale, Arizona. In response to the question about porn stars, can't say I really have met any or have conversed with any, but I do remember back in the 80s, my family and I sitting behind Seika, if you're old enough to remember her, at the Cubs game. At the time, I think she was dating the bench coach or the pitching coach or someone on the team. Mr. Cabana, Papa Cabana, ran into Ron Jeremy at the airport, surrounded by all his fans. But other than that, I don't think our family has been in touch with too many. The only one I'm currently, I won't say involved with, but I know about is Stormy Daniels. And let me say, Colt, do not sign any disclosure form with any porn star. But if she's your new manager, good for you. I'm a liberal mom, and I say do as you please. So here's to all the porn stars in your life. Oh, I do recall there is a family member that was married to, or still is married to, a former stripper. So maybe that line of work runs in our family. That's about it. See ya, Mama Cabana. Thanks.
1,000,000 points to Marcia Cabana for knowing who Ron Jeremy is. Correct? Correct. And Seika. Look at you, Ma. You're so up on 70s porn star pop culture. All right, that's been the show for this week. This has been The Art of Wrestling. For Colt Cabana, I'm Colt Cabana. Thanks.